Let's talk about the State Department. So recently, aka last Friday, Rex Tillerson has just basically presented the idea that the State Department is now going to expand efforts to recruit more diverse personnel. According to Rex Tillerson, the State Department
So
needs.
Rex, shout out to Rex.
That's funny. Uh, Rex Tillerson, the Secretary of State, has said that there will now actively recruit more African Americans, Hispanics, members of the LGBT community, and female personnel because he feels that they are currently underrepresented in his department. In order to do that, he said he's going to reach out to more historically black colleges and Latino colleges as well. And again, the point behind this is to expand their diversity within the State Department. Now, I also want to make clear that this is the first time that we've heard a realistic initiative being put into the Trump administration that revolves around diversity, which is very interesting. Because one of the things that they've always, touted is, hey, it's all about we're not going to push diversity. We're going to push if you're qualified for a job, that's it. You'll get it. That's fine. But now Rex Tillerson is saying, no, we need more African Americans. We need more
Right.
Hispanics, etc. So, Ray, let's give your thoughts on that, and then I'll comment on it because I actually have a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay. Well, I mean, that he's willing to, that he's saying he's going to do this and he's willing to do it. However, President Trump said the same thing when he brought in the presidents from the HBCUs and said he's going to do these grand things for them. And it fell on deaf ears and it didn't happen. And they were disappointed. So, I mean, I definitely applaud Mr. Tillerson pointed out that there needs to be more diversity within the State Department. However, I'll be waiting to see if this actually happens. Because, I mean, with what's going on, the climate in the White House now, I mean, hopefully Rex keeps his job. I mean, hopefully this doesn't step on anybody's toes or he's pointing anybody out. I mean, hopefully he can enforce this into the State Department. So, I mean, it's great to hear. Take action. It's a lot of potential energy. It has to become kinetic energy.
That's funny. No,
I finally got to say that. I finally got to say it.
That's funny.
It made sense. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah, no worries. But no, like you said, this is I 100% understand where you're coming from. Where it's like, is this just another Trump administration statement where it's, hey, we want to help out? Like, for example, they put together that women's council, leadership council that you haven't heard from since day one. They put together the HBCU council that you haven't heard from since day one. Is this another thing that they're saying that they're going to do that they're not going to follow through with? I understand, especially with Trump's recent comments. What I will say is this.
Yeah, because like, think about it. Maybe yeah, after his recent comments about Charlottesville, the protest in Charlottesville.
Right.
I mean, so who knows? I'm sorry to cut you off. But go ahead.
No. What was I about to say? Yeah. No. The reason why I think that this, in particular, when it comes to the State Department, this mandate, or not mandate, but this initiative is going. Rick Tillerson is going to follow through on this. Is something that's extremely simple, and that is a part of the State Department. A part of your job is to connect with other countries, right? It's hard to connect with, let's say, like. This is an extreme example. I'm pretty sure they have people to meet this requirement. But let's say you're trying to connect with China. Who's the best person to know about China? Probably a Chinese American who either was born there or their family was born there, who can tell you about the customs, who can tell you about the culture, and can go into a meeting and try to get American interest pushed as far as they can because they understand it a lot more than, Rex Tillerson, actually Rex Tillerson is probably a bad example because he did a lot with China. But then like your average black guy, white, black, Hispanic person who's trying to get to the State Department and represent China, if you will. So what this tells me is that they have a huge need for people who understand these cultures a lot better than the people that they have with them, because I mean, I don't know how other cultures. I know, for example, like let's get to like Middle East, right? I'm pretty sure that they may be offended if you don't have the right type of people that are coming to them and talking to them and speaking to them about their interests, right?
Mhm.
So I think that this is less of a. I think that for this is 100% a business decision, right? So that when you go into these meetings, you can have people that represent America who understands Spanish, who understands Chinese or Mandarin, or who understands Japanese, who can promote American interests better than what they have currently. And this is it's funny, right? Because when I was reading this article, I just kept thinking to myself, like, I'm pretty sure they were in the room. They were like, yeah, we can go ahead, we can handle this ourselves. We'll just go over to whatever country and promote American interests. Go over there, and then they feel it, and they understand that they're lacking in terms of understanding the culture and how to promote American interests. And they go back and they say, okay, we need to expand diversity. And this is not to stop with the State Department, but just in general, when we're talking about as America becomes a global nation, like, you need diversity, right? Like, if I'm expanding to my company to China or to Mexico or wherever, if I decide to go to Africa or South America or Europe, you need, as a black guy, I'm probably gonna need somebody from Europe to help me expand. I'm gonna need somebody from China, Mexico, etc. So you need diversity in every aspect. So when you're looking to expand and push your own business interests, you can do so successfully. And that's what this is. And that's why I think that this initiative is something that's they're gonna actually follow through with. And any thoughts on that?
Sorry about that. No, I mean, it's good. You said it perfectly, and I think it was good, man. For sure.
All right. So I guess look for a diversity expansion in the State Department, and I do believe that this will not stop here. I mean, I'm pretty passionate about this because this is where we're headed. Regardless of if you support this or not, it's kind of like the internet, right? When people are like, I don't support the internet. Well, this is where we're headed, right? Like this, whether you want to get a cell phone,
But to get lost.
yeah, whether you want to get a cell phone or get high speed internet, this is what everybody's going to be using. This is what everybody's going to be doing. If you're not on it,
Get down and lay down.
yeah. So this is pretty much it. Expansion of diversity. This is where we're headed. We have to, because we're just getting more global and our population is shifting. We have to. There's no choice. So either you get on board if you really want to promote America now and in the future. You have to push this because we have to keep our status as a global leader. And in order to do that, we have to make sure that our population 50 years from now has the skills required to keep America great. So if you want to keep America great, keep America great, then you gotta support this diversity push. So that's our thoughts on that topic. So 2 more topics to go. I guess a little commercial here. Thanks everybody for if you're still here. Thanks for listening. I appreciate the support. Definitely comment, like, subscribe, tell us what you think, and then share the video.